Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. In this video I will review my November income and expenses, calculate my investment and savings rate, as well as look at my index fund and how it's grown over the year. Please do check out my last video where I detail my current net worth and how I am tracking against my f.i.r.e number. So November saw my expenses grow by 10%, which ate into my savings rate. So let's jump into the detail and see what's happened. Given we are late in December and it took me some time to build this dashboard, I will skip past the actual versus budget comparison. From 2021, I will definitely review how my actual performance compares to my zero-based budget approach for complete transparency. This is something you guys seem to appreciate in the comments. This means I will go through all my income, all my expense lines, so you can see every single granular detail. For now, let's move on to the next tile where we can see from a high level I have added a further £2,363 to my investments. This is down 8.3% versus last month, although year to date I have managed to invest almost £30,000, which I am ecstatic about. So where has my money been spent? Here we can see a breakdown of my November spending. I am very pleased to see my investment pot receive 42% of my income, which is the £2,363 we saw earlier. This includes my mortgage principal payment of £838, a £300 overpayment I make each month, as well as almost £2,000 that goes into my pension pot. Now, I know there's a debate on investing versus paying off debt, but personally I like to do both and hedge my risk, hence why I contribute to my index fund in the form of my pension, as well as making overpayments to my mortgage. Also, given I am a higher rate taxpayer, I only actually pay £821 of my net pay in terms of that pension amount. The remaining £1,176 actually comes from employer matches and income that would have gone to tax anyway. So effectively this is free money. I will detail pensions and salary sacrifice in a separate video, as it's such a useful investment hack that not many people take advantage of. For any salaried employee, the pension is the most efficient way to invest, and I only took advantage of this a few months ago, as you will see later in one of the tiles. The remaining balance is shown as a negative amount, as this is cash from savings from a prior period that I used to pay off some debt. That moves me nicely onto my next bucket, which is debt. This includes £55 for a SOFA payment that I make every month, and the remaining bulk is payments to reduce my credit card. There is currently a balance of about 6k, where I've reduced it from about 10k at the start of the year. Housing accounts for 16%, and this effectively is the interest payment on my mortgage, council tax, utilities and other housing costs such as TV licenses. Transport includes fuel, but also the bulk is driven by the 2 car leases that I have, as there's 2 cars in my household. Food is basically supermarket groceries, and I also pay 2% a month to charity, as this is something important to me. I am super grateful for what I have, which is why I have been giving back something since I've held a full-time job. Finally, we have MISC, which is a long tail of random shopping, clothes, etc. And last but not least, we have entertainment. This is effectively our fun budget. This includes takeaways, eating out and fun activities. I am conscious it's my son's birthday in December, along with many other family members coming up, not to mention my younger son also in January, plus we have Boxing Day sales and shopping around the corner. Therefore, we have consciously spent less this month than usual. Let's look at my investment and savings rate. This is basically the amount of income that I save or invest in assets. Typically this is referred to as savings rate, but I tend to call it an investment and savings rate, as I do invest a lot of my income. You can see in Q1 and Q2 I have a very strong and healthy rate of around 65%, which was a pleasant surprise given I started f.i.r.e back in November. The dip in March and July is skewed by me making payments of around £13,000 in personal loans as 2 lump sums, so the drop doesn't really worry me at all. The Q4 rate is broadly around the mid-40s, and again for me this is not a worry. The drop is driven by me aggressively paying off my credit card balance in the second half of the year. You can see from this Instagram post that I made earlier, I started to tackle my balance in May, and this is why the investment rate has dropped by a fair chunk. Here we have a view of my year-to-date trends. I will only touch upon a few of the key items. My investment and savings amounts to £30,000 or almost £30,000, which is 43% as a savings rate, which is pretty decent. Other debt amounts to a quite staggering 28% and almost 20k of my income. I'm hoping my aggressive approach to my credit card debt will reap rewards in the long run and allow me to work on increasing my saving and investment rate. Housing is pretty much as it is. I have a pretty low mortgage rate which is fixed for 2 years, so I'm sure this will remain stable at 14% of my income. Transport is mainly my car leases. This is again something that I will definitely address having joined the f.i.r.e movement, so stay tuned for my plans for 2021. It has really impressed me at an average cost of only £222 a month for a family of 4. This is one area I thought I would have really struggled to keep on top of. My wife and I have also made some grocery hacks towards the second half of the year, which I'm sure will save us thousands, and I will definitely share this in a separate video. Having 2 young kids, and not only that, 2 young growing kids, there's always pressure on this budget. Finally, I am super pleased and surprised that my entertainment budget is only £690 to date, which is under 60 quid a month. We always have a takeaway, eat out, or do something fun with the kids, so it's a real surprise it's not more. This could be down to COVID, where we had a lockdown and therefore we didn't do as much activities, so it will be interesting in 2021 to see if I can keep this rate at the same. This also proves that you can be frugal and still enjoy yourselves as long as you stay within your means. Be on the lookout for shrewd deals. Moving on to my investment fund, which effectively is an index fund in a pension wrapper. I want to track this monthly, as from April I changed my own contributions from 6% at the start of the year to 19% in April and then 22% in November. Effectively, this means my disposable income has fallen by a good few £100 since the start of the year, and over £1,000 a month if I didn't contribute at all. However, this graph makes it worthwhile. As you can see, the value of my pot has doubled since the start of the year, and the valuation is 21% higher than my actual contributions. I know sacrificing my disposable income will help me hit my 1.5 million f.i.r.e number. So there you have it, my November and income, expenses and investment rate. What do you guys think? Are you tracking your own expenses? Let me know in the comments below. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to follow my f.i.r.e journey here on YouTube. I've also set up an Instagram page where I'll be sharing more updates, so please check me out there as well. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video.